So, we're back. Sorry, for some reason the entire internet went down in the area. It looks like it crashed. So, but we're back. We're back up. We're back up. Um, and everybody gave their six except for me. So we'll kick off with my sixth. Um, my sixth is the Artificer. Um, I haven't done nearly as much research as I would like on the Artificer, but I have a feeling that I'll be playing one soon. Um, because, like I said previously, I was really thinking about doing um, a very Sherlock Holmesy character. So I think the Artificer might. Uh, it's between an Artificer and a Bard to make my Sherlock Holmes character.
God.
Yeah. Yeah, but uh it's a D8 for health. Again, going back to that intelligence, it's one of two classes that is strictly intelligence based. Um, but it has some cool features, firearm proficiencies. It has tinkering, magical tinkering at level 1. Um, and like I don't so when I play Skyrim, I like making stuff. That's like one of my favorite things to do is like creating different objects. And I think that kind of the Artificer kind of fits that.
For that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm gonna read up a little bit more about it. Um, but yeah, you get your magical tinkering. You get your own spell casting abilities. You can infuse items, obviously. Uh, but it's kind of like right down the lines of the stuff that I like to do. Like I like messing with herbalism and alchemy, and for my characters. Um, yeah, so that's why I chose the Artificer at number 6. So we are now at our top 5. So Becky, take it away.
Druid. Because I want to be an animal so people can ride me. That's right. I said it. Those words came out of my mouth.
All right. So far in this stream, just a recap, we have learned that Becky likes cutting. She thinks guns kill people, and now she wants to be a furry.
Don't forget that she also has a thing for dead people.
Oh yeah, and she's into necro.
Yeah. So general consensus is by number 1, we're gonna have to find her some help. I think.
Does anybody else wonder how Brandon lives with me? Because I do.
I question that.
At least now, we have we know why she snapped, and then we can play this live stream for them.
True. Yeah, we're just Josh, give me number 5. I can't.
my number 5 is a wizard. I like they get signature spells, spell mastery, arcane tradition, which is cool. They also get arcane recovery, so they get up some spells during sleep. Sculpt spells is pretty cool, which allows creatures to succeed their saving throws or take no damage. If they want potent cantrips are really cool. That way, even a cantrip can make sure to do some kind of damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Wizards are cool, man. Again, it's being somebody that likes to get up front and dirty. It's hard for me to stay in the back. You know what I mean? It's just kind of my mentality to run at the door.
See, me personally, I like being in back.
He said it, not me.
Yep.
I did, and I meant it.
Yep. So this is an adult show with adult content.
Oh my god, we broke him.
We did.
I didn't know all I had to say was.
No, listen. It wasn't one
me.
thing. This is literally a compound issue that has been building.
And then I'm about to shock you.
Go ahead, moving on. Let's go to 5. Devon.
Okay, so my number 5, you would not expect to be my number 5. You'd probably think I would say somewhere higher, but I'm going to go with Bard. I love the Bard class. I really do. I think they are really good. The only reason it's a 5 for me instead of higher is I feel like at lower levels they start off way too slow. They're too squishy. Well, I guess depending on how you build it, they can be too squishy. They're not really the greatest characters to play until late game. Till about at least a higher level, in my opinion. But they are I enjoy playing them. They're fun.
At least level 22.
Level 20.
So here's my thing. Devon, and it's not just for the simple fact that I'm going to disagree with you. But I am going to disagree with you for one thing. Depending on how you play the Bard, it can be a strong character at the very beginning levels.
Like Chase's Bard.
Right. So Chase played a Bard in our Sunday games where he was a buffer. Like he was casting the right spells when he needed to cast the right spells. A Bard played correctly is an awesome member of the team. That being said, they are hard to play. Because of, here's the thing, it's the versatility of a Bard, right? So the versatility, they are literally jacks of all trades. So you have to know where your place is in the group, and you have to play to that, right? Again, at lower levels, you have that rapier, that's a D8. Most people are doing D6 damage. You already have an advantage on that, right? Unless you're using two-handed weapons, stuff like that. Where your dex should be high as a Bard. So you should be, your damage output should be pretty decent at lower levels. And then at higher levels, it counterbalances that by giving you the ability to pick whatever fucking spell you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just pick. And the subclasses themselves are pretty strong depending on which kind of player you want to be. The College of Valor and the College of Swords are your upfront fighters. Which the College of Swords, I mean, it looks like it's very lackluster, but I mean, one of their abilities is you can use your Bardic Inspiration and roll that dice when you do a flourish, right? And you could do like a flourish of defense. Whatever you roll on that Bardic Inspiration dice adds to the damage, and then turns around and adds to your AC for the entire round. That is ridiculous. Especially when you're at higher levels, right? Because you're rolling a D12. So if you roll a 12 on your Bardic Inspiration, number one, they're already taking 12 extra points of damage. Then your AC, at minimum, if you're butt naked, is 10, plus 12 is a 22. Now, granted, at higher levels, the rolls are a lot higher, but still, a 22 to hit. It's kind of ridiculous. So, I think a bard played right is good, and maybe I will play a bard just to play a bard. But yeah, I'm gonna bring in my number 5 at one that I think is on everybody's list already, and it's the Paladin. It definitely made my top 5. So what I mean by, like, the old Paladins were very like law driven, you know what I mean? And it says a Paladin swears to uphold justice and righteousness. But that never said you have to be a douchebag. Right? I can do bad things in the pursuit of overall justice. Right? As long as I'm upholding that oath, whatever oath that I took, whatever oath that I chose, as long as I'm upholding that oath. Right? And the sacred oath can pretty much, I mean, your oath can be almost anything. You know what I mean?
Anything like without any god. Like,
yeah, I mean, even if so like everybody goes towards that oathbreaker. Number one, I'm almost positive, but I don't think Oathbreaker is an official oath. I mean, I can double check, but I'm pretty sure.
What do you mean?
It's not an official D&D like oath. The Oathbreaker's I believe it's in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but it was a guide to making an NPC, not a PC. Give me one second.
Yeah, Oathbreaker was the Dungeon Master Guide.
Right. So, but here's the thing, right? Yes, it is in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but it wasn't supposed to be for a player. If you read the wording on it, it's literally to make an NPC and the Oathbreaker is kind of OP.
Personally, I like it primarily for the skeleton horse. That's what I want.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a crazy class, right? The Oathbreaker is a crazy class. And you can do some crazy stuff with it. It's just...
Yeah, it's like a tank freaking necromancer.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean... There's other... Like, the Oath of Vengeance itself. If you take the Oath of Vengeance, it's literally telling you, like, you will do anything to complete your goal. So I might have to make some where, like, in 3.5 and like the earlier editions, it's telling you you don't break the law, you don't, you don't associate with anybody that breaks the law. This one's a little bit more open, like, no, you're gonna stick to your oath. So it's less law driven and less God driven than it is mission driven or oath driven. So
well, yeah, that's like a crown. Like,
yeah,
it's less God and more champion.
right. I mean, so to have that trope of oh, I don't want to be in a pompous self-righteous ass. You don't have to be, but you also don't have to choose Oathbreaker to do what you need to do. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody gravitates towards Oathbreaker because it's OP. It's not just because, oh, I don't have to follow a god. It's because it's fucking OP.
Right.
I mean, it's cool. It's just, I don't know. That's my number 5.
What is Brandon's?
I believe Bernard is a Vengeance Paladin.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, I could either see that or Redemption.
I think he started Redemption, and then we changed it because it didn't fit. We did change it. I was okay with it. That was like early levels, though. So, like, I think he picked it at level 3 and then ran through it for a little bit and was like, no, that doesn't make sense with my character. So we just changed it. Number 4 for Becky.
A rogue.
A sneaky, sneaky rogue.
A sneaky, sneaky rogue. I just want to be like a sneaky rogue that's a murder hobo shanking people.
Like I said, the further up the list we go, the more I feel that we need to call somebody for you.
She's not wrong.
Because I was going to play a rogue when we did Mad Mage.
See, I like playing rogues when it's a lot of role playing. You know what I mean? Like when you're in towns and stuff like that. Because I used to pickpocket everybody. Just to see if I could.
Yeah. I had somebody that kept fucking failing that shit and ended up in jail all the time.
Yeah, I would.
There was a rogue that I remember. I believe, I don't remember what she was, but it was from Trapped in the Birdcage, which that was absolutely hilarious. And she would try to like steal and charm like everyone. and at one point, her and one of the other guys who was I think he was a Warforged rogue too. They tried to steal from a cart and ended up finding a rug of smothering and almost killed them all.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I started out. I can tell you right now, the first character that I ever made was named Kit, and he was a wood elf rogue. No, I'm sorry, he was a drow rogue, and I stole everything. Like, the DM hated me because we'd be walking through a town, and he would say something like that. This is actually a piece that I remember. As you're walking through town, you see a large tower. I was like, how far up are the windows? And he's like, oh, they're about 50 feet. I was like, I need to go get rope. First thing I did, like, we didn't even get to the mission. I robbed the tower. Because I could. And all it was a small armory. It wasn't like there wasn't even anything good, like really good in there. I just, but at that point too, I was like collecting stuff, right? So I had like potions of polymorph. So like I'd polymorph into like a bird and just fly around, and I'm literally flying around, casing the town. Like, that's all I did. We'd get into battles, and I'd be like, oh yeah, crossbow. What does he have in his pocket? Like, I liked playing the rogue, I do, but I got burnt out quick. Well, I can't say quick, it was 5 years. I literally played Kit every time that I played a rogue. In one way or another. Because it was my favorite class to play. So.
Yeah, see, I haven't played one yet.
Yeah, they're fun.
Oh my god, missing out.
Jumping down to Josh. Give me that juicy number 4.
Number 4 is Artificer. And because I love what they can do, I want to play one so bad. To be specific, I want to do Artillerist. I just want to throw bombs and carry a freaking cannon with me wherever I go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like I've just been reading up on it, right? And like one of the characters that I kind of want to play is a very rockety character from like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He's an artificer. And he's a ballistic artificer. But like play it as a goblin.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I definitely. I have no idea what I'm playing for the Monday games yet. So, I mean, the Sherlock Holmes character is definitely a possibility. I don't know. I'll figure it out Monday. I think I might roll for it.
There you go.
I want to challenge myself for the Monday game. Yeah, Artificer. Fun shit. Devon. What you got for that number 4?
Barbarian. I love barbarians. I like the whole rage, take half damage, and add damage, add to your attack, and it's pretty it's a pretty plain and simple concept, but barbarians are fun.
Yeah.
Every time I play a barbarian, I play it differently every time, and no matter how I play it, it's fun. Like it just.
Even an orc.
Yes.
It took you a minute to answer that.
I don't like the orc, but I'm still running adapting it because I'm playing the orc like after I'm playing it differently than I normally would, with especially how I have the background that I wrote up that I finally finished right after all this stupid Rona shit started. Um, but like it just I love barbarians. I think barbarians are actually super fun. Yeah, they're super simple. Yeah, it's one of those classes that you could just be like, oh, you're a new player, play this or this, and you they're the least. The, it's one of the classes that you don't need to think a whole lot about, and you can play pretty well for the most part. Like I, it's super simple and it's super easy to play. Yes, but that gives you the chance to actually like think about things you want to do other than thinking about okay, well my character has I have like all these other different things I have to do. Let me try this. Let me try that. It's a barbarian. You go in, you take damage, you do damage. You don't really need to know a whole lot about the game, and that lets you time to think about other stuff too. So, but barbarian's definitely a number 4 because I love the class. It's super easy to play, and it's a good class all around. If you're frustrated or you don't want to have to do a whole lot of thinking about what you're doing on your turn, you don't want to think. Go in, take damage, do damage. You're done.
Okay. Yeah, I think for that reason is why my barbarian was like, for the same reasons my barbarian was like lower, because I don't really have to think much. Where like, so this is what I'm talking about with when I say vanilla, right? You can just
Yep.
take it out of the box, throw it in, and it's there. You can still have a lot of fun with it, but it's very eh.
Yeah, but there, like you said earlier too, there is situations where even as a barbarian you still have to think.
Mm-hmm.
But like for a starting player, it's actually super easy to play,
Yeah,
which will help them get to the game better too.
yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Um, all right. For me, my number 4 is one that I've wanted to play for a little while now. But I keep getting beat to the punch. Um, and that is a warlock. I think RP wise, there's a bunch of different things you can do with it that is really cool.
Oh,
Again, much like the sorcerer, the way that they cast their spells and um, the Eldritch invocations are just ridiculous. Packed boons. It's just a different way of seeing a character. You know what I mean? It's a different way of playing. Um, and I really kind of want to dive into it. Like, Shadowbrook was awesome. Um, but I think this would be one of those ones where like I was a caster. You know what I mean? Like I'd want to stay back a little bit, and I would really push on that Eldritch Blast and maybe like Witch Bolt and Charm, um, like really push those. And the evocations are sick. Like even my monks, I try to like the monk that we play on the that we did play in the Sunday games. I was gonna I was gonna dive a couple levels into Warlock because you can just do some really cool shit with your Eldritch evocations if you know what you're doing. Um, yeah, I think just RP wise, it would be fun. It'd be a lot of fun for me. Um, all right, number 3, Becky.
That shall be the ranger. I love playing a ranger because I get a tad bit of spell casting. I get to stand in the back if I really need be. Or if I want to, I can be right up front, which typically doesn't happen. And depending on what type of ranger you play, you get like animals and shit.
Of course.
I see. So like it sounds great, like the concept sounds great, but I'll say it again. That whole Beastmaster class is
I think
junk.
it's. I don't think it's that good.
But for somebody like me, it's amazing.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about, right? That player, and that's the thing too. If I went Ranger and let's say for some reason I went Beastmaster because I didn't think Gloomstalker was awesome, and or somebody already took Gloomstalker and the Verizon, the Horizon Walker didn't exist, and so I picked Beastmaster. My Beast would be a utility. That's it. Like he would not fight. If anything, he would just stand by me in case something got close so I could get away. You know what I mean? That's how I would use it. Or get a little ferret and have him steal shit. Like in the Beastmaster
Rest in
movies.
peace, Hogwarts.
Um, you know, a ranger's just not something I find fun. But again, I'm not that kind of player. Um, uh, except for the Horizon Walker, it looks awesome. I really want to play that one too. You're just teleporting all over the place. It's like I'm here, bing, oh, I'm gone. Like it's cool. Cool. Ranger at number 3. All right, Josh, give me that number 3.
My number 3 is Sorcerer. I love Sorcerer. Um, out of all of them, I think Shadow Magic is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Just because, like, Eyes of the Dark, Hound of Ill Will, like Strength of the Grave, Shadow Walk. Like,
Yeah.
plus, I think like if you would pair it with like a Warlock multi-class, like it would be one of the strong. It would be so broken.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to look at it, but yeah, it would, right? Because you already have your magical abilities that were granted to you by your blood, and now on top of that, you have a pact with a demon, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, shit just got real dark real quick.
Yeah, like one of the characters that I have like in the background for whenever I play again. He is a sorcerer. He's a changeling sorcerer that knows shadow magic because he changes his form. He doesn't want anyone to know who he is. But then as he levels, he gains warlock with a pact of the old god. So he's like a psychic agent.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. And that's the thing too, right? We're talking about just running straight classes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's not no multi-classing or anything like that.
right, multi-classing's a totally different story. You know what I mean? If we're talking about
Yeah.
multi-classing, my whole list changes. You know what I mean?
See, I don't think I'd be good at multi-classing, at least not yet.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting concept. But like, because one of my higher choices, obviously I haven't, but like a barbarian druid. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget sorcerers, wild magic. I mean, that is like
Yeah.
the funniest
funnest one.
subclass.
Yeah. No. We've had so much fun with that. Yeah. I mean, and when we roll, right, like Izzy will look at me and be like, "Can I just roll?" Like if he rolls like a low one, you see his eyes get big, like, "Ooh, I'm gonna roll the 100." Yeah, yeah, that's a fun one. Who doesn't want to cast Fireball on themselves? All right, Devon, number 3.
My number 3 is a class that I haven't really used a whole lot. I'm gonna have to go with Druid. I think Druid is actually a really well rounded out class. With 100%, it's got the chances of being a tank. It's got chances of being the healer, or it's got the chance of being the support, or just sit back and do whatever you have to, some kind of damage output. Um, Druid's got it all. They if you build your Druid the right way, they can pretty much be unkillable. Like
Yeah, I'll Druid's on my Druid's still up there.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about Druid.
I know I didn't want to go into too much detail because I know I haven't heard Druid from either one of yous yet.
Yeah.
So, and I know you both love Druids.
Yeah.
So Druid definitely
Loves me a Druid.
I wish I could play them a lot more than I have.
So, I'll talk about the Druid then. So for me, the third again is a class that I thought I would hate, and I really didn't want to play it. It was by happenstance that I played one, and that is the monk. I know that is lower on everybody's list, but right off the bat, that unarmored defense, if you got your stats in the right place, that's crazy. Your martial arts key is fun. Your unarmed movement is nice, paired with like the movement feat. Like you're running 50 feet, just walking through to like punching people, and they don't get an attack of opportunity. You know, at 4th level you get your ability score improvement, but you also get slow fall, so I can minimize the damage that I get from falling from anywhere at any time. Stunning strike, come on. And then the Masonic traditions. There's just so much. It's just so much. Like, what kind of monk do you want to play? You want to play Goku? You can do that. You know what I mean?
Goku.
Like, you want to be a ninja? You can do that.
No.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
So like, and you can pluck arrows from the air. How much cooler do you need to be? Right? Ease up on the wenches, Goku. Leave some for the rest of us. Monks, badass. Bad ass. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, the Masonic tradition though, that's really what kind of makes your it kind of makes your monk. Yeah, there's a lot of like unearthed arcana, and again, I don't play the unearthed arcana stuff, because I think a lot of it's broken. But also, let's be honest, quivering palm. Yeah, I could just kill you, right? So when I do a quivering palm attack, when I do a quivering palm attack, if you fail, it reduces to 0. Like you're reduced to 0. If you fail your save, you're dead. If you succeed, you take 10d10 necrotic damage. Okay. Ow. Ow. So, yeah, that's what I got for the monk. Becky. Number 2.
Number a sorcerer. Yep. Love it. Fireball.
Fireball for days. Beep, 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 beep.
It's just pure excitement on my face when I get to cast Fireball. And pure horror on everybody else's.
Should have never attuned to that heart.
No, I should not have. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks a lot. I miss her so bad.
You should make another one and you should make another one for your Monday game. Then we'll just have 2 sorcerers running around fireball and shit.
Maybe, we'll see.
Yeah, you didn't introduce your new character yet. Last time we played, you were dead.
No, I did not.
Yeah. It's coming up
So I
soon.
could totally do whatever I want at this point.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks.
Mm.
And we're back to
But
the table.
I feel like I feel like I want to stick with what I picked.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right.
That'd be a lot. That'd be making 3 characters in 1 week. Oh my god. I can't do that.
You got this, Becky.
You just made 1 character in 2 hours. Level 18.
And we know it's not good.
We don't know that until next week.
I just hope we survive. That's.
Listen, I don't even know what spells I picked. I just start throwing stuff in.
I mean, the healer bard and the tank bard will probably survive.
Yeah.
Can't say much about the other 2.
Yeah, I just. Ugh. I'm just glad I rolled the HP that I had. I needed that. All right, Josh at number 2.
Absolutely. Warlock. I love a warlock. There is a special place in the deepest, darkest parts of my heart for a warlock.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the gameplay would be cool. It would be cool to do like a one-off that we're all warlocks. You know what I mean?
Each with a different feature.
Yeah. They're all just like one group that, you know, they might all have the same patron and that's what drew them together, but they all use they all use them in a different sense. You know what I mean?
I like the thought of them all being different patrons and then just arguing about which one's the right one.
Better, yeah. Well, my God says.
Which then you just have the old god one who's just like drooling in the corner the entire time.
Devon.
I will have to go for my number 2 with a fighter. I like fighters. They
This choice hurts my soul for so many reasons.
I don't know. I just there's a good bit of opportunities to go with a fighter. That's the only reason I like it so much. Like you could still be ranged. You could still be up close. Um, they heal yourself. You don't have to really worry about like you can actually have a bunch of fighters in one group and don't really have to worry about a healer unless you're going to be playing stupid. Which I guess if it's a group of people like me, we're all playing stupid. So I get either way. I just like fighters. I think fighters are actually really good. There's a lot of potential with them that a lot of people don't like, but
So the reason that choice hurts my soul so much is I never thought that I would say this, but I'm gonna agree. My choice for number 2 is also the fighter because
oh
of
my god,
because of their versatility.
2 weeks in a row. First
Because
Josh, now you.
yeah, you know, even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while. Um,
Yeah.
it's just the
Wait,
versatility.
did me and Becky also? We also picked our fighter the same. We both picked 12 for our fighter, I think.
Yeah, you guys are way down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like you two are in the same spot, and me and Becky were. You can tell what type of players we are.
Yeah, and
Jesse,
that's
how's it make you feel to be so much like Devon?
well, like I said, it's not really that I'm like Devon. It's just that, um, you know,
Devin is weak.
every once in a while, every once in a while, you know, even a broken clock is correct twice a day. So things happen. Um, we're just gonna leave it at that. Uh, but for a similar reason, I think that a fighter is good for beginners and advanced players for the simple fact of its versatility. The the fighting style right off the bat, the second wind, the martial archetypes are fun. Um, and you can really get in there and do some stuff that you can't do with other classes. A perfect example is a gunslinger, right? That's a fighter's class. Um, you can really do some cool stuff with that. Um,
Artificer can also wield guns.
yeah, but you got to remember the artificer just came out, right? So now the artificer can wield guns too, but it's limited on what it can do because it can make better guns and it can make better weapons and it can do other things. Where your fighter is simply a fighter. Like, one of my favorite archetypes for the fighter is the Eldritch Knight. You know what I mean? It's a fun roleplay experience. Um,
No, you didn't.
I guess I didn't. But yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
think
the cat.
for the same reason of my number 1, I chose the number 2, the versatility and the abilities to do what you need to do. I think the only difference between this one and my number 1 is I think the fighter is probably one of the best classes to introduce people to Dungeons and Dragons. My personal opinion. So that leaves us with your number 1, Becky.
Cleric. I just love all the spells I get when I play a cleric, and I can change them every day.
Yeah. Which is why I thought Druid was going to go a little higher on your list.
I've never
Be-
played a druid though either.
It's
so
so that's the difference. So a druid is like a cleric, but you can turn into an animal
yeah,
because you still get all those
but
spells, and you change them every day. It's very similar to a cleric.
Plus, do clerics get any spells regenerated as they take a short rest?
no.
Yeah, see, druids do.
Well, the land or the circle of land druids do.
I didn't realize. I thought it was all of them did.
I mean, maybe at higher levels, but I don't remember a druid being able to. No, I think you're right. I can't remember what the thing's called. Let me tell you in a second.
Natural something, I think. Yeah, natural recovery
Yeah, natural recovery.
at level 2.
The circle of the moon druids don't get that.
Wait, what? Because, well, you don't get circle stuff until 3.
No,
Don't you?
I get circle. I get circle of the moon gets stuff at second level. Ooh, what was that?
Oh, it is second level. Oh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Whoa, 32 viewers. All right.
Oh, hi guys.
What's going on, guys? I feel really bad because we're just starting to wrap up. What we're talking about is our personal favorite classes for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. All right. Hey, thanks, man. No, this is a raid. I know these guys.
Oh, are these little unicorns? They're so cute.
So yeah, I feel bad, guys, because we're literally just wrapping up to our favorite ones. But you're more than welcome to throw in any input. We read the comments as they're popping up. Obviously, chat with us, hang out with us for a few minutes. Pickle Rick. So yeah. We'll get to Druid, but actually I have a feeling that we're going to get to Druid right now, right? Josh.
Actually, let Devon go because we can discuss Druid.
Yeah.
We already know you have the same.
Hey man, no problem. Thanks for
number
stopping in, and thanks for the raid. I was upset that I couldn't jump on and see what you were working on. What were you working on tonight? Rikers.
Or anyone that was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I seen the start of it. I'll definitely try to jump in this week.
I was in his stream the other day when he was talking about that, what he was doing next, and I forgot about that.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He was doing that.
All right, man. Go crash out. Okay. Yeah. No problem, man. Like I said, we're gonna be here for a couple of minutes. So. Yeah. Go ahead, Devon. What do you got, bud?
I'm gonna have to go with Rogue. Like anybody who knows me, it doesn't sound like a class I would play, but I love me a Rogue. they're just evil little bastards for the most part. They just they steal. They're conniving.
Now, Devon,
They're what?
be honest. Anyone who actually knows you, we all know that you would play a rogue because you're all sneaky little bastards.
Okay, so I I used to play rogues like all the time, and then just like Jesse said, like it got really boring really quick. So I stopped playing them altogether. I was like, I tried this class, I tried this class, I tried a rogue nonstop. Just if I died or not, I just made a different rogue. And it was just over and over and over because I loved playing it, and then it just got so boring. So I stopped playing it altogether. And I was like, I'm gonna try some of these newer classes that I haven't touched yet, and then that's when I started going to all the other ones. But you can't go wrong with a rogue. You're new to the game. That's just like actually I think my top four oh no, my top three. My top three picks were all easy to learn, easy classes to play.
I'm gonna disagree with you
Like
completely. The two, yeah, but the druid is one of the hardest classes to play in Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I told you cannot
that's
make
why
a druid.
that's why I said top four. It was because I have barbarian in the top four.
Yeah.
Like barbarian, fighter, rogue, all super simple, super easy, and they're super easy to play, and anybody can play them, and it's so much fun.
We'll
Um,
see, and like you said, Druid, that's part of the reason why I've held out on playing one because I know they are harder to play.
Oh yeah, they're definitely a little harder to play.
well, I guess that's gonna just because Josh and I both have the same first pick. Um, looking at the list, and that's druid. I think it's one of the hardest classes to actually play and play well in D&D 5e. But I think that once you get the hang of it, you can pretty much do anything you want. You, the armor
Yeah.
proficiencies for the most part, they don't even matter half the time.
Nope,
Uh,
unkillable.
yeah, get close. I'm turning into a bear and I'm gonna eat your face. You know what I mean? So which
No,
also goes to the weapon proficiencies. You know, like the weapon proficiencies are cool, but depending on what kind of druid I'm playing, and even then,
You don't even need it.
right? So I'm playing Azamak is a Circle of the Moon druid, where he gets limited, but he can turn into higher CR creatures as a bonus action. Uh, Even if I want to get away, right? I can bonus action, turn into something, and get the hell out of dodge. I'll take the hit, but it's not even touching my HP because if I just need to get out. So the utility, the combat, the spells, it has everything that you need. You can literally one play, one player go in. I'm doing my own campaign, and he can do everything that any class can do. That's my opinion. Josh.
Yeah, I mean, look at Azamak and Torrent, two completely different. Torrent is a spellcaster. He ranged. He will, if he has to, he will turn into a monkey and fist you. But other than that, like
Perfect choice of words.
exactly, like
thank
I
you.
can
Thank you.
I can control the field. Any I broke him again, but like Torrent can just control the field, like tidal waves and control the weather and send lightning storms down and destroy things. Or if I have to get out of there, I will shape into an animal and run.
So I like riding things, and Josh likes fisting things. That's fantastic.
From behind. Yeah.
I like the back.
Yeah, I just think overall, as far as I could never get bored playing a druid because I can always play it differently. You know, the circles, especially with the addition of Xanathars, all the circles do something completely different. They specialize in something completely different, but the reality is, even in those specializations, you don't have to pay attention to them. Right? Like I'm Circle of the Moon. I'm supposed to be able to shift into like larger things and do my damage there, but I don't have to. I've already showed that. I can sit back, I can cast some spells, I can do some damage if I need to. Um, yeah, there's nothing a druid can't do. I don't need
Yeah, I mean,
I don't need to pick a lock if I can turn into a spider and crawl under the door. And then somebody steps on me.
yeah,
Whoops.
you don't. Yeah,
Surprise.
you don't need to like.
Somebody steps on you, you turn right back into your character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to be a cleric when you can be circle.
You're breaking up a little bit, Josh.
Sorry, I was coughing. I had to stop.
Oh.
But yeah, like you have, but yeah, like Circle of the Spear or Spores is awesome. Circle of the Shepherd for healing. Circle of the Moon for like tanking and Wild Shape. Like every Circle of the Land, like is surprisingly different.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. There's so much versatility in the druid, but Becky, when I'm saying that it's like one of the harder classes to play, you've already played the cleric. Like the only difference there is like, so you know how I am with the tabletop, like I'm OCD. So if I'm gonna play a druid, I'm gonna have the minis for everything that I'm gonna turn into. That's just me being OCD.
Well, that's how I am there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was upset that I didn't have a mini that was invisible, remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that's like the second thing I print now. Just in case.
yeah, and that is one of the struggles. If you plan on shapeshifting, you have to have like 12, 13 different cards because you don't know what you need to change into.
Mm-hmm.
Like edit. So you have like a stack of spell cards. You have a stack of creatures that you can change into. You have a stack of creatures that you can summon for conjure animals.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes into being a druid, right. But it's not.
And that's why I know I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck shit up if I do that.
Yeah, but I mean, when I play Azamak, like honestly, I have, not only my character sheet, but I have my character sheet. I have all the spells that I chose for the day put into into a binder. And then I have my other binder with animals, my animal cards, that I use for my companions, and I just pull the cards out as I'm using them. You know what I mean? So I have like a beast form cards, but now that being said, if I came over on Sunday and I played at the live table, I'm probably not going to pick a druid because I don't want to paint all that shit.
See, that's what I have Brandon for.
Yeah, you do. I'm too busy. I'm too busy making terrain and painting monsters for you guys. So, I just don't have time.
That's the thing. I don't DM, so I have the free time. If I really want to paint something, I can do it.
Yeah. So.
Till one of these Fridays become a DM.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Yeah, wait until she DMs.
What did he say?
I just said wait until one of these Fridays when you become the DM.
Yeah, we all know that's going to be a disaster.
It'd be as bad as your guard.
So, oh, what the hell? Sorry.
Oh, I have Brandon's number 1.
Oh, okay.
It's a paladin.
He loves that pally.
He does, and he said that's the reason why.
Yeah, they are just the abilities that they have, like with smite, your proficiencies with your weapons, like you're doing some serious damage, especially like at lower levels. At lower levels, you're doing some damage, like real damage. Yeah. So that finishes up our list on classes. So yeah, I gotta do a little research, and we'll pick a topic for next week. I wanted to kind of go through the player's handbook, but last night I was working on terrain, so that thing could be anywhere. But we can talk about that later. That being said, for anybody in the chat, I will be working on terrain tomorrow, same time, 8:30. We're doing a little piece for the live table, which we're going to be starting up next Monday. But yeah, little styrofoam piece that I'm working on. Got some stuff on the printer, doing some craziness. That'll be fun. We're going to do some mini painting in between. Then on the 26th, we have our GM portion of our one-off challenge. So Devon will finally figure out what he is writing about, and halfway through, we're going to throw a little twist into what he's got.
Hopefully it's E.
No, it's not going to be.
I know.
Then we're taking 2 days off. Again, that starts at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Then on the 29th will be our session 0 for our new Roll20 campaign that Josh will be DMing. We got a few more sessions of that terrain building. I'm going to be doing some resin work tomorrow, so we got to let that stuff dry. We're going to paint a little bit, get most of the base stuff down. Still printing stuff on the 3D printer to get that done. So a new schedule will be out probably Friday night after the game. So stop in, check us out. We'll do another chat on the 1st. So we do that every Wednesday. So stop in, chat with us, give us your input on whatever topic we're talking about. So we just kind of sit in here and bullshit. So is an adult show.
The next chapter looks to be backgrounds, by the way.
Backgrounds. Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit. What's the following chapter after that, Josh?
One chapter.
Equipment.
Yeah, equipment.
Ugh.
Oh, chapter 6 is customization options, which would put you into multi-classes and feats. But I think that's the same thing what we just came over today, just doubled.
Yeah, maybe we'll jump to part 2, playing the game, which is ability scores.
All right. Yeah, we'll talk offline. We'll figure something out. But yeah, we're gonna talk D&D. That's That's a given. So
That's just
And find out how fucking weird Becky is.
or Devon.
you're all fucking weird.
Oh no, it's how weird Becky is and how wrong Devon is, right? Isn't that what it is?
Correct.
And how absolutely filthy Josh is.
So, all right, guys. Again, Rikers, thanks for the raid. Can't wait to see what you're doing next. Trying to hop on and see what's going on. So let's see what we can raid. Whoops. Let's see who we got going on. Oh yeah, we're not doing that.
Sounds like a party over there.
Yeah, some kind of rave thing. So none of the people I follow are on. So let's see what we got here. Looks like we got some mini painting here. Let's go.
Ooh.
Looking like some terrain and stuff. So let's check him out. All right, guys. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking in there. Thanks for popping in. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit us on Twitch. Yeah, that's it. Good night, internets. We is out.